Good morning, students. From today, we will be learning a new chapter, which is reproduction in plants. So, what is reproduction? Reproduction is a biological process by which young ones are produced from their parents. Reproduction is a fundamental feature of all known life. Each individual organism exists as a result of reproduction. So, why is reproduction important? All the living organisms have a lifespan. At the end of organism's lifespan, it eventually dies. If a group of organisms does not reproduce before they die, it will lead to the extinction of the organism. Thus, the process of reproduction is very important for the existence of the diverse life forms. Now we shall study the reproduction in plants. Plant reproduction is a process by which plants give rise to new individuals or offsprings. The reproduction is either sexual or asexual in plants. Sexual reproduction is the formation of offsprings by the fusion of gametes. It results in offsprings which are genetically different from that of the parent. While asexual reproduction is the formation of offsprings without the fusion of gametes. It results in the offsprings which are genetically identical to their parents. Now we will be studying the asexual reproduction in plants. In asexual reproduction, the organisms can give rise to new organisms without the fusion of gametes, where only one parent is involved. Asexual reproduction produces offsprings that are identical to that of their parents. In plants, asexual reproduction happens in many ways, which includes budding, binary fission, fragmentation, and spore formation. So, the first method of asexual reproduction is budding. In budding, new individuals develop from the body wall of the parent organism as bulb-like projections, which are called as buds. The buds may be unicellular or multicellular depending upon the type of the parent organism. The buds finally separate to form new individual. Budding occurs in yeast and hydra. This picture depicts the budding in yeast, where yeast is a unicellular organism. It reproduces by sending out a small outgrowth from the cell, which is called as the bud. This bud grows in size and eventually separates from the parent cell, giving rise to a new individual, as you can see in this picture. Now, we will be studying the process of budding in hydra. The hydra is a small multicellular organism which also reproduces by budding. First, a bud forms on the body of the hydra, which then develops tentacles and a mouth. And thus, it becomes a new hydra. And it eventually separates from the parent body and becomes a separate new individual. The next type of asexual reproduction is binary fission. The binary fission is the division of one cell into two similar cells. This is the simplest method of asexual reproduction. It occurs in unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium. Binary fission occurs under favorable environmental conditions. So this picture depicts the process of binary fission in amoeba, where the nucleus elongates and separates into two. The nucleus will then migrate to the opposite poles. Then there is a fission in the organism which gives rise to two daughter cells. The next type is multiple fission. Under unfavorable circumstances, the nucleus of the cell divides repeatedly, producing many nuclei. Each nucleus is surrounded by a small amount of cytoplasm and many daughter cells are produced within the cell, as you can see in this picture. When favorable conditions return, the offsprings are released. Multiple fission is seen in many algae like Chlamydomonas. The next type of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Fragmentation is a form of asexual reproduction in which an organism is split into fragments, as you can see in this picture. Each of these fragments will develop into a mature, fully grown individual that are identical to that of the parent organism. Examples of organisms that undergo fragmentation are Spirogyra and Anabaena. The last method of asexual reproduction is spore formation. Spores are asexual reproductive bodies which are enclosed in a thick wall structure which is called as the sporangium. This can tide over unfavorable conditions. When the favorable condition returns, the spores are released by the breaking of the thick wall of the sporangium. The spores then germinate and give rise to new individuals. Examples of organism which shows this type of asexual reproduction is fungi such as Rhizopus and ferns. Thank you, students.